Man. Alright, I wanted to bring up something that I gotta tell you, I'm proud. I'm proud. Well, it's a segue. Proud to be an American. Okay, I feel like fucking Toby Keith. Okay, I feel like fucking Toby Keith right now. Okay, I feel like Toby Keith. I do. I feel like Toby Keith at this moment of being proud to be an American. But anyways, aside from being proud to be an American with Toby Keith, let me explain. Yesterday was a Passover, if I recall, and what that means is it's the day that the Lord Jesus Christ rose from the dead. Sounds so stupid. Just think of that into itself, you guys. Think about that. Just think about that. That sentence that I just said. Seriously. Think about that sentence that I just said. Where else does that make any sense in any modern day's conversation, where we're actually talking about something and referencing somebody being risen from the dead? Somebody being a zombie. Basically, that's what we're talking about. Somebody being a fucking zombie. And we say it with such, well, today's the day that Jesus rose from the dead. Really? So, you're just saying nonchalantly, like, today's the day that a man who was dead for 3 fucking days woke up, had a heart beating again, brain function, had fucking wounds, all fucking stuck. Remember, not just the crown of thorns. When you hear the story of Jesus and they get him up for his burial, and they took the crown of thorns off, washed off the blood. If you guys watch the Mel Gibson movie, which everybody says was a very accurate portrayal of him being beaten, and you talk to religious scholars about the crucifixion and the fact that the nails and what they did through his feet and his hands and the lashings that he got, how they ripped apart his flesh, the amount of beating that he got, zombie Jesus would have fucking looked like shit when he came. This motherfucker would have just came walking back. People make the, oh yeah, he's just walking back and he, no. Listen, zombie Jesus, aside from the fact that the hole on the side where that one fucking soldier stuck the fucking spear in him, just that wound alone would have some guts hanging out of it. Okay? The wounds on his back, shredded, okay? This guy, literally, as they described the crucifixion, was basically shredded. His body was shredded. So, this concept of them taking the crown of thorns off, wiping away the blood, dabbing it off, and then wrapping them in a little fucking a shroud. Guess what? Have you ever got a fucking wound? Let's just think about a Band-Aid for a minute. You know a Band-Aid? You get a fucking white gauze, and you cut yourself, and you put the Band-Aid on, or you put the white gauze on, and the blood seeps through the Band-Aid and the gauze, and you see a stain. Jesus and the shroud that he was wrapped in would have been covered and soaked in fucking blood. Alright? When this motherfucker woke up on that third day and just shook off just being dead. All right, you gotta like at least listen. We've all had one of them sleeps where you wake up and you can't even open your eyes. You're like, oh fuck, God damn. And that's because you slept a little bit too long, like an hour too long. Imagine sleeping 3 fucking days long. All right, you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, I got this shit on me. You're unwrapping it. It's just dried blood, just fucking rags of dried blood. Now you wake up, and you got to imagine when you go to fix yourself up, because you know you didn't just get up and be like, okay, alright, let me go fucking see those assholes, fucking, those apostle jack-offs, and you're walking. You know, he had to have at some point just was like, oh man, gee, what the fuck? Pulling skin hanging off. Oh man, I'm fucked up. His skin just, oh man. It's my fucking colon. Fuck. And he's just stuffing shit in. So, you know, he's just wandering out. Just fucking zombie Jesus looking like a fucking zombie. Alright? But we talk as if it's normal. Seriously, I heard people talk this yesterday. Oh, this is the day Jesus rose from the dead. Motherfucker, you don't find this incredibly bizarre that nowhere else have we ever heard of anybody becoming a zombie ever once again? It's one of those things that if it really happened, you would think that, here's an interesting factoid. The fact that nobody even knows the day that he was killed and or rose from the dead. I literally did. This is how naive I am. I thought that the whole concept was a day. Like, I thought he was killed on the 17th, and then he rose on the 20th. And then I was informed that, no, it's like the 3rd Sunday of the month. I said, what the fuck? Whoa, what do you mean? What's that? I go, somebody rising from the dead cannot be celebrated pending on the specific Sunday of the month that, and they go, well, it's a church thing because they want it on a Sunday. And I go, well, doesn't that into itself prove to all the religious kooks that it's a bullshit story? If being risen from the dead, living inside whales, that type of stuff isn't bullshit enough, isn't the fact that the day that he rose from the dead is fucking dependent on the 3rd Sunday of a certain month, of a certain year, and isn't that? And they look at me and they go, well, you know. And I go, no, I don't know. If you're killed on a day, and then you're celebrated on another day that you become a zombie, that should be etched in stone forever. Just like JFK was shot on a certain day, and we celebrate the day of his birth, or we celebrate the day that he was assassinated. Not celebrate like, yeah, we're glad he got assassinated, but we mourn. How's that? My bad. Better word. We mourn the day that he fucking was assassinated. It doesn't fucking fall on the guideline of the 2nd Thursday of the month of Texas. We know specific days. If they were so intelligent back then to write books, to keep logs. Someone was keeping logs of all of this godly shit that was going on with Jesus. You would have thought somebody would have logged in the fucking day. This day, he was killed. This day, he rose. Not just a a generalization of, around this day he rose from the dead. Well, which day? Around this day. Well, what day is that? Whenever the day Sunday lands on, asshole! Well, that's not being very specific. And I bring this up, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because it was a very special birthday yesterday. Yes, very special. And when I say special, I mean so special that a lot of people didn't know about it, unless you're a war buff or you watch the History Channel, where, as we've said before, the History Channel devotes at least 78% of the programming to World War II Nazi era documentaries. But yesterday was Adolf Hitler's birthday. Yes, old Adolf. Yes, Adolf was born on April 20th. April 20th, good old Adolf. It came from his mama's vagina. Yes. Yes, it makes you wonder if something would happen and she got an abortion, would we ever have had a World War II? Would we have ever had a genocide? Would we have ever had the things that have happened? Who knows? Do you believe in that type of butterfly effect thing? Or would you say, well, if she didn't have the kid, there would have been another Hitler-esque person? There would have been, because life is exactly the way it is and everything is already pre-mapped out. There is no, well, if you change this one little course, then everything in its path gets changed. Or do you believe that we were destined to have what we had because the natural order was already laid out like that? Who knows? We could debate that all day. But anyways, Adolf! And his birthday was yesterday. And I thought to myself, that's some serious conspiratorial shit and some Illuminati type shit to have Hitler's birthday on the same day that Jesus rose from the dead. And that is when I was told, well, Jesus rising from the dead is different every year. And I was like, whoa! Whoa! That don't make sense. You better fucking pin down one specific day when we had zombie Jesus and not this roundabout area. Because as of right now, the craziest coincidence has occurred, and that coincidence is a man by the name of Adolf Hitler was born, and he was a German who killed Jews, and he killed a lot of Jews, and his friends killed a lot of Jews, and they killed millions of Jews. And coincidentally, on that day, Jesus Christ was risen from the dead, and he was put in that coffin, and he was killed by Jews. And I found it pretty amazingly coincidental that Jesus was killed by Jews and rose from the dead as a zombie and came back and showed all the Jews, hey, look, assholes, I am the Son of God. And on that exact same day, Adolf Hitler was born, who grew up to kill all the same Jews that killed Jesus. Very weird, don't you think? Very weird and very coincidental. And I know there has to be some conspiratorial fucking blogs written that say that's all not a coincidence because somehow Hitler and Jesus and that whole circle is connected somehow. One way or another, that is connected. And then I would say to them, well, if that's the case, Where does 420 come in? Because it was also 420, so that would mean that at some point somebody was smoking fucking weed. Okay? Somebody was smoking weed before they killed Jesus and gassed Jews. They were smoking a bong. Somebody was smoking a bong and said, hey, you know, today is the day that the Jews killed Jesus. And he went, shit, you know, today's the day that Hitler was born. And another guy went, and another guy went, 420, fucking A. How did that go into the factor of this circle of friends, this triangle of love? How did that happen? And then again, I was corrected and to say that you'll never have Hitler's birthday. Well, I shouldn't say never, but there's a chance that you won't see Hitler's birthday on the day Jesus rose from the dead for a while, because it happens infrequent, because they don't know when Jesus rose from the dead. It's a roundabout way. When did he raise? We don't know. We just want to celebrate it on Sunday, and we want it to be that third Sunday of the month. And when we do it, everything will work out all right. Doesn't really make any sense. Okay? And as Crippled Dan said, he was naked. He was just wearing a cloth around his waist in pictures in churches. Otherwise, people would be kneeling before some dude's wang. If Crippled Dan thinks the guy wearing the cloth, and if he didn't wear it, be kneeling before his wang is bizarre. How about the fact that he was just a beat-up piece of meat that was wandering around? Like, what up? What up? Alright? Because let's face it, that's more bizarre than anything. That he was beaten to shit, and he rose and came back and said, how's everybody doing? I'm back. Don't mind any of the wounds. Don't mind my eyeball hanging out. And don't mind this big giant hole that has my fucking colon just dripping from it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's all good. Everything. He's like, everything's going to work its way out. All right, guys? So, that was yesterday, Hitler's birthday, 420, and Jesus rising from the dead.